You're amazing.
Thank you.
I just met this man on the internet about 3 or 4 days ago. You have a crazy ministry.
I do.
I mean, you're very brilliant. You really are.
A brilliant
but
mind.
I turned on and I saw you for the first time.
Yes.
Lori, what's the name of that thing?
Well, Periscope.
Periscope. You know what a Periscope
it's kind of connected to Twitter and Facebook, and then Facebook Live.
And there's Periscope. There you are. You just got to make believe you're me. I'm turning this thing on, and there you are with thousands of people, it looks like, streaming through their names and messages to him. So everybody is like you're in a room where 1,000 people are all talking at once. And you're preaching like a man on fire. I've never heard anything like it.
That's because you don't think anybody's really watching. You have the illusion. When it's just you with a cell phone, that there's nobody there.
Right.
So, you know, you do stuff, like if you actually saw an audience, you'd freeze like that, but I don't. I'm just looking at my phone.
You're even in your garage talking.
My wife says, what are you doing? I've been in very unusual places. I've been... never mind. My wife said, you can't do it here, you can't do it there. And she said, oh, okay. She said, because it's just...
Driving down the highway?
Or driving or shaving. She said, no more shaving. She says, it's very seductive. I go, seductive? Shaving? Really? I'm in a hurry. I got to do a broadcast. She goes, never do that again. So I got rules now for where I could do it.
There you go. That's good. And you have a beautiful wife, Annabelle.
To introduce you a little bit, you're Jewish?
I have a Jewish background on my father's side, Gentile on my mother's side.
Yes.
And it was a family secret. My dad did not want anyone to know about the Jewish side of the family because he was an executive with an oil business in New York. And I had a Pentecostal, full gospel businessman's meeting. I got saved, first guy in my family. And the missionary from Israel comes off the platform and says, young man, God's going to use you to reach your people. And I was raised in the Episcopal Church. I didn't know what he was talking. So I said, Episcopalians? I thought, but everyone has a destiny. Maybe that's mine. I mean, it's not an exciting one. He says, no, not Episcopalians, Jews. I said, now why would I be used to reach Jewish people? And he said, why don't you call your father right now and ask him? And so I called my dad, who's a lawyer down in oil guy. I go, Dad, I'm hanging out with these Pentecostals here, and they have these strange people. They actually prophesy stuff, and well, anyway, this guy says, I'm Jewish, and I should talk to you about it. There's an awkward silence. My father says, who is he? What's his name again? He's trying to figure out some kid from childhood that knows who he was. He goes, Dad, you've never met him. He's a missionary from Israel. And he said to me, well, your brothers have not asked me that question. I would appreciate it if you would not discuss it with them. If you come home, we'll have a discussion. And I knew right then, don't tell your brothers. This has to be serious.
Wow.
So I went home, and he has the whole family lineage, the Cohens, and they came from, Germany, and they immigrated, and I have a lot of Moseses on that side of the family. It's ridiculous. And so it's like, oh my gosh, I've got bagels in my blood right there.
There we go.
Tell me just a little bit more about yourself, because we hardly have met.
I know.
But we feel like
we've both been talking.
already.
We've both been talking ever since we met.
I know.
But it's like we know. But we just met in the flesh. But it's like we know you already, and you know us. Isn't that what it's like when you're believers and Jesus Christ, and you meet each other and you know each other? That's why we're the family of God.
And what makes it exciting is this year, like the Hebrew year 5777, I want to prophesy, this is the year of divinely orchestrated meetings, alignments, partnerships, and relationships that have been set up over your lifetime but preserved for this moment. And so to meet you now and to realize the magnitude of what God has already prepared in a friendship. And it's like when I met Rick Joyner the first time, and it was as though the Lord said, now you're going to get together, but this is the beginning of a new chapter. This isn't the ending of a chapter, because I've got things for you to do. So there's new relationships coming.
Yes.
Rick Joyner, you're ordained under him or something.
Yeah.
Well, associated with him. And Rick is like my father.
Right.
Only I'm older than he is.
Yeah.
But I mean, Rick is on my board of directors. Right. But when I got out of prison, one of the first places I spoke was back at Heritage USA, which I willed to him in the Spirit. I said, I want you to marry him. And so now how long have you been with Rick Joyner hanging out?
Oh, it's been like 10 years.
And Rick told me on the phone, he's one of the 5 things that happened the minute I met you. confirmation started coming in.
Right.
And I had an email. Here's what he said. He said, this man is one of the greatest speakers in the world today.
It's true.
That's what he introduced me to. He said, you got to have him. And then I find out you were booked there, and instead he says, you don't have to come.
That's right. He gave up the dates.
And so you're here instead.
Yep.
And God has called this man to help Mr. Trump get elected, I believe. I believe, and I don't even know how to say it, the name of this book, which just came out 2 weeks ago, is God's Chaos Candidate.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
You know, I need about 100 hours to interview you right now.
Right.
I'm the most excited I've ever been to interview you today of any show I've ever done in my life. I believe it's destiny. I believe it's destiny. How God put you here, how God confirmed it. I mean, you have to sell the wife, okay? The wife is if it don't pass this, gal, it don't pass. I'm sorry, folks.
Oh.
You guys know what I'm talking about. You live with your wife, you know. But what did you where did you see this man first?
I saw him on Periscope.
Back to the Periscope.
I literally saw him on my social media. I watch it, and so when Jim and I switch rooms, I said, Jim, I don't like to just give you my phone. Don't answer any calls. Don't look at anything else, you know, but just watch this little clip. And the next thing I know, I could hear Jim in the other room. He's watching it, which was Lance. I hear Jim in the other room on the phone with little Lori, you know, our producers, Sasha, the team. He goes, we need him now, on the show now. Rick has said it. Lori's just watched this. I've just watched this. This guy is for right now. This time is for now. And
I mean, the election's in a few days.
Within minutes.
I said to my daughter, who is the most amazing daughter in the world, they all are.
Yes, they
all
are.
My daughters are. But I said, book him. Well, this man is probably one of the most sought-after speakers right now. He is in the now moment. This is God's moment for him. And but so with God orchestrates. I mean, who's all coming in the next few weeks? Generals are coming on this show. Your friend who introduced you to Trump, Daryl Scott. I have never met Daryl Scott. I have a picture of him right here.
I've seen him on
That's
TV
him. He's going to be on the show in a few days. And God has put something together that is unbelievable.
Right.
And this has been a supernatural thing for you to be here.
So
Lance. You spoke here last night at our conference.
Yes.
And I have a video of it.
That's you.
That's fast.
Can I get permission? You have to sign
Absolutely.
up so I can.
Let's get them
I want
out.
to send this out.
Yeah.
This will answer your questions about why Trump, why now, what's going on, what is God doing. Tell them, what did you preach on last night? And let me just say this. I don't even know what to do this for. For a gift of $25 to the ministry to help us, and we want to give you this book. It's only 2 weeks old. We got them here. I swear the ink is wet when they came in. And we've ordered all your company can make. So we're going to ship them out of here. Call me now. I want to ship this out to your house. This is the most important book now.
It really
this
is.
Day, this week, this book. Donald J. Trump and the America Unraveling.
Right.
This is amazing. This is insight that will open doors. I believe, 30 million people didn't bother to vote that were born again, supposedly, in the last 2 elections. Do you know who elected President Obama? The church people, because they did not vote.
Yeah.
30 million over the last 2 elections stayed home because they didn't approve of the candidate. And here we have it again, the most controversial president or presidency we've ever had, probably the 2 people running. So I just want to get this down so people can start calling. Get the book. I'm going to throw in this, the sermon from last night, illustrated. He writes it all out. It's amazing. And I'm going to have you just give a little update of it. My sermon goes in it because this sermon's only good for a couple days. What would Jesus do with Trump? That's my sermon.
I want to hear
Not as good as yours, but I'm throwing it in just free.
This is the bonus. It's good because we're both doing the same thing.
This is about Peter and all the fishermen that Jesus picked to go with him.
Right.
And so
it's excellent.
This video goes in with it too. Yes. What would Jesus do with Trump? For a gift of $25, help us with this. Let's get these out. And by the way, with his books, we're shipping as fast as we get them in.
Yes.
We call them Bakker's Dozens. And you know, if I'm doing a Bakker's Dozen, you know I'm crazy about it. This is important.
Copies.
For $150, you'll get a Bakker's Dozen, which is actually 13 of this book. And you give them out. I'll tell you what, we're going to say, oh my God, if we don't get a change of direction to this country, we're going to say, God, my God, forgive us.
Yeah.
What have we done? Because tribulation is coming to America. And so order these right now. Get started. Let's just jam the phones for the next
Just go ahead and call
hour.
1-888-988-1588 or go straight to the website, jimbakkershow.com.
This is the moment. Why is there only these few hours?